The animal kingdom is full of rivalries and fights, and that's not just limited to land animals. Under the sea, it can be just as violent and scary with all sorts of fish fights breaking out. Here are times when sea animals messed with the wrong and sometimes completely unknown opponent. Number 15. Orcas versus tiger shark. Orcas, also known as killer whales, sound terrifying when you have a word like killer in your name. You have to assume it's a man-eating mammal with humans on its mind for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But we are taught that orcas are greatly misunderstood creatures and that they're really quite gentle, at least with us. You may have even believed that up until you hear about the savage attack of 3 orcas on a tiger shark. Before you have too much sympathy, though, it's worth knowing that tiger sharks are not the nicest of creatures either. Behind great whites, they attack humans more than any other. But in an orca versus tiger shark battle, the tiger shark will definitely come off second best. A gang of killer whales forced a tiger shark to the surface of the water and flipped it onto its back, paralyzing it. They then bit at its fins before stripping the 7-foot shark back to its bones. So even though tiger sharks are fierce creatures of the deep that can savagely attack humans, they're not the top of the food chain. In an orca versus tiger shark battle, the shark well and truly came off second best. Number 14. Polar bear versus walrus. Polar bears are by no means small. An adult male can weigh over 1,500 pounds and measure over 9 feet. So no one would ever be brave or perhaps silly enough to challenge one to a fight. And if you're a source of food, then you really don't stand a chance. Or do you? A polar bear stumbled upon a large herd of walrus. Walrus are no small fries themselves, growing up to around 4,400 pounds and featuring tusks up to 3 feet 3 inches long and 12 pounds. It would seem that the polar bear has met its match. As the walrus form a wall to protect their young and elderly, the polar bear waltzed up to the walrus herd and tried to grab any outliers it could get its hands. Well, pause on. Some of the walrus use their tusks as weapons, and the polar bear has to avoid being stabbed by some that appear to be a couple of feet long. But even after trying as hard as possible to sink its teeth into a delicious and blubbery walrus, the poor polar bear fails and misses out on dinner. Unfortunately, that may not be the first or last time. Polar bears are now classed as a vulnerable species due to habitat loss brought about by climate change. Number 13. Lobster versus crab. You don't always have to see a battle between 2 marine mammals to be curious about who would win. If a lobster was put into a situation where it had to fight a crab, who do you think would come off the victor? Well, let's compare their features to see who is the more worthy opponent. Both crabs and lobsters are aquatic animals. Crabs are decapod crustaceans, while lobsters are just large crustaceans. They both belong to different families, so there's no love lost there. Crabs have short tails and small abdomens. You barely see their stomachs as they are hidden under their thorax. Lobsters, on the other hand, have 10 legs they use for walking and 2 huge ones at the front with giant claws. On these points alone, you can see who has the better advantage, the lobster for sure. Believe it or not, crabs are omnivores. They eat small animals and plants. Lobsters are also omnivores, but their diet includes fish, mollusks, plants, worms, and other crustaceans. So we're of the firm belief that if a lobster were to mess with a crab, the winner would undoubtedly be the lobster. What do you think? Number 12. Seal versus shark. Nature can be a cruel beast. This seal versus shark battle in the Pacific Ocean in Northern California in 2015 is proof of that. Just think about it really quickly. Do you think a seal or a shark would win in a fight? I mean, just look at all those sharp teeth in the mouth of a shark. It's a no-brainer, right? Well, you might just be surprised. Or give it all you've got. Sea lions are more than capable of feasting on thresher sharks and leopard sharks. Footage was captured in water around Laguna Beach, and the Newport Coastal Adventure team posted photos to Facebook. Shark researcher Dr. Chris Lowe said in a Hakai magazine interview that it was pretty common. He said that California sea lions could take down a 5-foot leopard shark with no problems at all. Sharks may seem like they're at the top of the food chain, but they're not always a match for a 770-pound sea lion. We say not always because we're pretty sure a sea lion would just be a snack for a hungry great white. Number 11. Savage eel fight. If you live in the ocean, there is plenty to fear. One minute you're swimming around going about your business, then the next you're another sea creature's snack. But one might think that if you're going to be eaten by anything in the ocean, it won't be your kind, unless you're an eel, of course. Moray eels are carnivorous predators, and there are around 200 different species. Moray eels typically like to eat crustaceans and similar creatures, but they are not against eating each other. Take this night stalker and girdle eel for example. They come from the same family, but one is fighting for its life and the other is fighting for something to eat. Cannibalism among moray eels is not uncommon, especially in areas where food is scarce, forcing them to turn on their own kind. The night stalker eel, being larger and more aggressive, has a clear advantage in this brutal encounter. Its sharp, backward-facing teeth ensure that once it bites down, its prey has little chance of escape. The girdle eel struggles desperately, twisting and thrashing in an attempt to break free, but the night stalker's grip is unrelenting. This behavior highlights the ruthless nature of survival in the ocean, where even members of the same species are not safe from one another. Scientists have observed that such predatory behavior is often driven by hunger and territorial disputes, with larger eels dominating smaller ones. The use of the night stalker's pharyngeal jaw, a second set of jaws located in its throat, is a fascinating adaptation that allows it to pull prey deeper into its mouth. His vital organs are all in the upper half of his body. The larger night stalker eel latches onto the girded eel with such force that it rips it nearly in half. Fortunately, the majority of its vital organs are in the upper half of its body, but it is no match for the night stalker, which uses its first jaw to latch onto the eel, then its second pharyngeal jaw to try and bring more of the eel into its mouth. Eventually, the battle is won, and the night stalker takes off with its now defeated prey firmly in its mouth. Now it's time for today's topic. Marine scientists are sounding the alarm after a series of disturbing incidents involving orcas. Over the past few months, researchers have documented multiple cases of orcas bearing massive, unexplained injuries. The most chilling evidence came from a recent drone video showing an orca being attacked by an enormous, unidentified predator deep in the Pacific Ocean. The footage, captured off the coast of New Zealand, shows the orca thrashing violently as something massive strikes from below. The predator never fully surfaces, but the size of the disturbance and the force of the attack suggest it's far larger than the orca itself. Scientists are baffled, with some speculating it could be a colossal squid or an undiscovered deep-sea predator. Others fear it might be a surviving member of a prehistoric species, such as a megalodon or a giant marine reptile. What's even more concerning is the pattern of these attacks. Orcas, known as apex predators, rarely face threats in the wild. The idea that something is actively hunting them has left researchers deeply unsettled. For now, the mystery remains unsolved, but the incidents serve as a haunting reminder of how little we truly know about the creatures lurking in the uncharted depths of our oceans. Number 10. Sea lion versus octopus. Sea lions might look cute and cuddly, but you might soon change your mind when you see them in a battle with an octopus. While they don't tend to take on seals or penguins, they can comfortably dine on as much as 50 pounds of squid and seal every day. Everything from school fish to small squid is on the menu that includes octopus. An Australian sea lion was spotted in a tangle with an octopus, which was caught on a critter cam set up by National Geographic. The footage revealed the sheer determination and strength of the sea lion as it wrestled with the octopus, using its powerful jaws to tear at the tentacles. Octopuses are known for their intelligence and ability to escape predators, but the sea lion's persistence proved to be a formidable challenge. The octopus tried to use its suction cups to latch onto the sea lion's body, but the sea lion's agility and quick movements made it difficult for the octopus to gain control. At one point, the octopus wrapped its tentacles around the sea lion's head, but the sea lion shook it off with a vigorous thrash. The underwater battle was a fascinating display of predator-prey dynamics, showcasing the survival instincts of both creatures. Researchers noted that such encounters are rarely caught on camera, making this footage an invaluable resource for studying sea lion hunting behavior. The sea lion's ability to outmaneuver the octopus highlights its adaptability and skill as a hunter in the ocean's complex ecosystem. For 10 minutes, the sea lion fights with the octopus, trying to bring it to the surface so it can breathe. In the meantime, the octopus is releasing copious amounts of defensive ink to try and ward the sea lion off, but to no avail. The sea lion has had a taste of delicious octopus, and now it wants more. After the octopus escapes a few times, the sea lion recaptures it with ease. Eventually, it gets to dry land where it gets to enjoy the fruits of its labor. That's a dinner well deserved. Number 9. Sea serpent versus moray eel. If you were to choose a winner out of a moray eel and a sea serpent, which would you choose? Both are the same size and even look the same, and given that they're the same size, it'd be like an adult human trying to eat another adult human whole. It just makes no sense. So this battle is not only surprising but intriguing. A banded sea kite slides through reef crevices in search of a delicious moray eel. Quickly spotting one, it gets to work trying to devour it. Sea kites tend to live in shallow tropical waters around the western Pacific Ocean and the eastern Indian Ocean. Their venom is incredibly poisonous, at around 10 times more toxic than the venom of a rattlesnake, so they definitely use this to their advantage when they go hunting. The venom works almost instantly, immobilizing the moray eel and leaving it defenseless against the sea kite's attack. Sea kites are known for their unique hunting strategy, often using their slender bodies to navigate tight reef crevices where moray eels like to hide. Once the eel is subdued, the sea kite carefully positions its prey to begin swallowing it headfirst, ensuring the fins and body slide down smoothly. The process of swallowing such a large meal can take hours, during which the sea kite's body stretches to accommodate the size of the eel. Observers have noted that sea krites often retreat to a safe spot after a successful hunt, where they can digest their meal undisturbed. This incredible display of predation highlights the adaptability and efficiency of sea krites as hunters in their underwater environment. Slowly, the moray eel is devoured. By the time it eats the whole thing, it looks much larger than when it first started hunting. Number 8. Tiger shark versus hammerhead shark. Ryan Wilsey was line fishing for tuna off the coast of Louisiana when he captured some fantastic footage of a fight between a tiger shark and a hammerhead shark. But the fight was unlike anything you may have seen before. They get a bite on their line from a hammerhead shark, and it's quite an exciting time. Before they know it though, a tiger shark approaches. Seeing its opportunity for a quick and easy snack, it proceeds to attack the hammerhead shark over and over again. Tiger sharks are known for their opportunistic feeding habits, often referred to as the garbage cans of the sea, because they will eat almost anything, including other sharks. The hammerhead, despite its agility and sharp turns, was no match for the sheer power and size of the tiger shark. Witnesses on the boat were stunned by the ferocity of the attack, as the tiger shark repeatedly rammed and bit the hammerhead. The water churned violently as the two predators clashed, creating a dramatic scene that left the fishermen in awe. Experts suggest that such interspecies shark battles are rare but not unheard of, especially when food is involved. The tiger shark's ability to overpower the hammerhead highlights its position as one of the ocean's top apex predators. The footage captured by Ryan Wilsey has since gone viral, sparking discussions about the brutal realities of life in the ocean. The tiger shark manages to get the hammerhead shark off the fisherman's line, and it swims around wounded in a weakened state. It doesn't take long for the hammerhead shark to give up and be taken away by the tiger shark, who's clearly thankful to the sports fisherman for the easy meal. The fisherman will surely be thankful he didn't catch the tiger shark though, for that would have been even harder to try and pull up on the line. Number 7. Shark versus moray eel. Shark versus moray eel. Who do you think would win such a fight? Is it the white-tip reef shark that can bite unsuspecting spearfishers who try and steal their catch? Or is it the moray eel, a carnivorous predator that takes no prisoners? Well, you'd be surprised at just how equally matched the two are. A diver caught footage of a shark embroiled in a minutes-long battle with a hungry moray eel. The moray eel snatches the shark and attempts to take it down into its little reefy house, where it probably intends to dine like the king it thinks it is. Moray eels are known for their powerful jaws and sharp, backward-facing teeth, which make it nearly impossible for prey to escape once caught. The shark, on the other hand, relies on its agility and strength to fight back, thrashing violently to free itself from the eel's grip. The battle is a rare display of two apex predators clashing in their natural habitat, each using its unique abilities to gain the upper hand. The moray eel's ability to maneuver through tight spaces gives it an advantage in the reef, while the shark's speed and endurance make it a formidable opponent in open water. Observers noted that the eel's persistence was remarkable, as it repeatedly tried to drag the shark deeper into its lair. The shark's eventual escape highlights its resilience and determination, even in the face of such a relentless predator. This encounter serves as a reminder of the constant struggle for survival in the ocean, where even the strongest creatures are not immune to danger. As the shark and eel go out of sight, you might think that the eel has gotten its way, but then it reappears with much of the shark tucked away in its mouth. Is the battle over? Has the eel won? Not quite. All of a sudden, the shark finds its second wind and launches its way out of the moray eel's grasp. Losing interest, the two creatures go their separate ways. But by the way the shark's moving a little crookedly, it's fair to say he got a massive fright by the unwanted attack. Number 6. Mega shark versus giant octopus. What would you fear more? A great blue shark or a giant Pacific octopus? If you've seen the movie Jaws, then you would probably go with the shark. But as it turns out, you should perhaps fear the octopus. A blue shark is minding its own business in a tank when an octopus suddenly leaps up from the tank floor, where it lies camouflaged and attempts to take down the shark. Bearing in mind that blue sharks can grow up to 12 feet long, it's not going to be an easy fight. But it sure doesn't look all that hard for the octopus, which can weigh up to 600 pounds with a 30-foot arm span. The octopus's ability to camouflage itself and remain undetected until the perfect moment gives it a significant advantage in such encounters. Its tentacles, lined with powerful suction cups, allow it to grip the shark tightly, preventing any chance of escape. The octopus also uses its beak, a sharp and powerful tool, to inflict damage on the shark while keeping it immobilized. Observers of this rare interaction were stunned by the octopus's sheer strength and strategic approach to subduing its much faster opponent. Blue sharks, while agile and equipped with sharp teeth, are not accustomed to dealing with such a versatile and intelligent predator. The octopus's ability to adapt its hunting techniques to different prey highlights its position as one of the ocean's most formidable predators. This encounter serves as a reminder that size and speed alone are not always enough to guarantee survival in the wild. The octopus wraps its tentacles around the shark and makes sure it can't get away. In the short span of a few minutes, the octopus is devoured by the powerful Pacific predator. Blue sharks are slim sharks that have saw-edged teeth and an attractive deep blue coloring with a white belly. Even though they have those razor-sharp teeth, they are no match for something that'll eat anything from birds, shrimp, and lobsters to small sharks. Number 5. Octopus versus puffer fish. You won't find too many creatures keen to go head-to-head with a puffer fish. Not unless, of course, they have a death wish. Puffer fish organs contain tetrodotoxin, which is not only disgusting to the palate of sea creatures, but is about 1,200 times more potent than cyanide. Let's put that into perspective. Just one puffer fish can bring down a crowd of 30 humans. There is also no known antidote, so we've got to hand it to this octopus for trying. It either doesn't realize what it's trying to eat, or it's had enough of life. The octopus's decision to target the puffer fish is particularly puzzling, given that most predators instinctively avoid these toxic creatures. Scientists believe that some octopuses may lack the ability to detect the chemical warning signals emitted by puffer fish, leading to risky encounters like this one. The puffer fish, for its part, inflates its body to several times its normal size, making it harder for the octopus to maintain its grip. This defensive mechanism not only deters predators but also makes the puffer fish appear far more intimidating. The octopus, undeterred, uses its tentacles to try and manipulate the fish, but the struggle becomes increasingly frantic. Observers of such encounters note that the octopus's persistence is likely driven by hunger, as food can be scarce in certain underwater environments. However, the octopus's gamble could have easily turned fatal, as even a small amount of tetrodotoxin could paralyze or kill it. This rare interaction highlights the high-stakes nature of life in the ocean, where even the most intelligent predators can make dangerous mistakes. It tries to drag the puffer fish between the corals, but the puffer fish fights back. It behaves aggressively to try to get away, so the octopus lifts its game. It comes out of its shelter, grabs the fish with its tentacles, then encloses it. The puffer fish, still not giving up, manages to break away from the grasp of the octopus. I don't think that octopus realizes that it's actually had a lucky escape. Not only will it not enjoy the flavor of the fish, but it might also be eating its last supper. Number 4. Shrimp versus dragonfish. Heterocarpus shrimp are scavengers by nature, so they typically prefer to sit back, relax, and wait for creatures to die before they feast on what's left behind. But as it turns out, they can actually be quite savage hunters as well. Who would have thought that in a shrimp versus midwater dragonfish battle, that a fish would come off second best? Scientists on the Okeanos explorer ship exploring New Zealand's territory of Tokelau were treated to an intense showdown between two sea creatures. They witnessed it on a camera mounted to a remotely operated vehicle called the Deep Discoverer. The shrimp's unexpected aggression left the scientists in awe, as it displayed a level of predatory skill rarely associated with scavengers. Its sharp pincers and quick reflexes allowed it to overpower the dragonfish, a creature known for its own predatory prowess. The dragonfish, despite its fearsome appearance and bioluminescent lure, was no match for the shrimp's relentless attack. This encounter highlights the adaptability of deep-sea creatures, where survival often requires stepping outside of typical behavioral patterns. The shrimp's ability to extract and consume the smaller fish from the dragonfish's stomach was both gruesome and fascinating, showcasing its resourcefulness. Such behavior suggests that scavengers like the heterocarpus shrimp may occasionally turn to active hunting when opportunities arise. The footage has provided researchers with valuable insights into the complex and often brutal dynamics of deep-sea ecosystems. Oh my God! Wow! The footage shows a shrimp and dragonfish embroiled in a battle on the seafloor. The shrimp manages to impale the fish, pull a smaller fish from its stomach, then consume it while it's still alive. It then takes it away out of the camera frame. Such predatory behavior by a scavenger like a shrimp is not only rare but rarely caught on camera too. The video was posted onto the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the United States Department of Commerce's website. Number 3. Octopus versus stonefish. Stonefish think they can get away with anything. After all, they can camouflage themselves and then launch an unsuspecting prey with their giant mouths and powerful jaws. Small fish barely stand a chance, and that's not even the worst part. Stonefish are some of the most poisonous fish in the world, and they can be fatal to humans. So even though they aren't that big, they tend to win a lot of fights against much larger animals. Their venom, delivered through spines on their back, can cause excruciating pain, swelling, and even heart failure in humans if left untreated. Despite their deadly reputation, stonefish are masters of ambush, lying motionless on the ocean floor for hours until prey comes close enough to strike. However, their camouflage isn't foolproof, and predators like octopuses rely on their keen senses to detect the stonefish's presence. Octopuses are particularly skilled hunters, using their tentacles to pry stonefish from their hiding spots and avoid the venomous spines. The octopus's intelligence and problem-solving abilities give it a significant advantage in these encounters, as it can manipulate the stonefish with precision. Divers who have witnessed such battles describe them as a fascinating display of strategy and survival, with the octopus often emerging victorious. These rare interactions remind us that even the ocean's most dangerous creatures have predators of their own. Fortunately, not all sea creatures are scared of this fish. Aside from featuring on the menu of sea snakes and sharks, the occasional octopus likes to have a nibble as well. Off the coast of Egypt, an intrigued diver was able to capture footage of a hungry octopus attempting to devour a stonefish. Now, you might think that's a bit silly, but let's put this into perspective. A stonefish is at most 20 inches. An octopus can weigh hundreds of pounds and with tentacles that are tens of feet long. Do you really think that stonefish would stand a chance? Doubtful. Two can play in this game, stonefish. Number 2. Harbor seal versus giant Pacific octopus. In a body of water off Ogden Point in Canada, a harbor seal is involved in a fight with a giant Pacific octopus. The fight was captured by seaside strollers who were amazed at what they saw. The harbor seal swims around and around with the huge octopus sprawled across its back. Seems like the pair is an even match. There's even a possibility that the huge seal could come off second best. The octopus uses its tentacles to its advantage, wrapping them around the seal and spreading its body out to form a makeshift hammock. Giant Pacific octopuses are known for their incredible strength, with each tentacle lined with powerful suction cups capable of holding onto prey with immense force. The seal, however, uses its agility and speed to try and shake off the octopus, twisting and turning in the water. Onlookers were stunned by the sheer intensity of the battle, as the octopus clung tightly to the seal, refusing to let go. These types of encounters are rare to witness, as both animals are skilled hunters in their own right and usually avoid direct confrontations. The octopus likely saw the seal as a potential predator and was fighting for its life, while the seal was determined to turn the octopus into its next meal. The struggle showcased the adaptability and survival instincts of both creatures, with each using its unique abilities to gain the upper hand. The fight also highlighted the harsh realities of life in the ocean, where even the strongest animals must constantly fight to survive. As the two head under the water, it's not clear who's going to resurface. Will the seal make a meal out of the octopus? Will the octopus take down the seal? Or will the two go their separate ways? The seal gets its second wind and launches out of the water with the octopus in its mouth. We've got our winners, ladies and gentlemen. The giant Pacific octopus, which can weigh hundreds of pounds, was no match for the strong harbor seal. Number 1. Violent elephant-seal fight. Fights happen between different animals of different species, but some pretty fierce battles can also go on within colonies of the same species as well. Northern elephant seals are definitely proof of that. Every year, thousands of these elephants descend upon California beaches for the breeding season. Even though there are thousands of females and males, there is intense competition. Most males will strike out and go home without a new lady love. Alpha bulls are probably to blame for this. They will yell at any potential rival that dares to come too close to their harem, which is a group of females with a single male mate. These vocalizations are not just random noises. They are unique to each male and act as an auditory signature, allowing rivals to recognize one another. Researchers have found that younger, less experienced males often back down after hearing the call of a dominant bull, avoiding unnecessary physical confrontations. However, when two equally matched males meet, the vocal exchanges can escalate into full-blown battles. These fights are brutal, with the bulls using their massive bodies and sharp teeth to inflict serious injuries. The scars on an alpha bull's body often serve as a testament to its dominance and experience. Despite the aggression, these battles are crucial for maintaining the social structure of the colony and ensuring that only the strongest males pass on their genes. And while the sounds they make are definitely interesting, like a cross between a gurgling drain and a motorbike, there is a method to their madness. Researchers believe these calls are quite a complex communication system. The male seal will vocalize to know when to pick its battle. They don't want to fight all the time, but they want to make sure that the other male elephant seals know who's boss. These 4,000-pound-plus creatures will also put up a fight if they have to. Watching fight scenes on TV can be exciting, but who would have thought that the animal kingdom could provide entertainment even more impressive than that? Have you seen any encounters like this for yourself? Also, check out the other cool things appearing on the screen right now. See you next time.